But they don't at least knife.
Right. Okay, we're ready. Okay, Rabotai. We're recording live right after Hurricane Sandy. The Sandy special. The Daf Yomi continues. Let's go.
I don't walk it, but they said they were
We're up to Chavav Amud Bet. Daf Chavav Amud Bet. On the bottom. Oh, Chav Zayin Amud Bet, sorry. No, Chavav Amud Bet, sorry. The Gemara says, Ul Rava, we're in the middle of discussing whether Shalosh al Shalosh, sorry, whether big, guys, very complicated. We're in the middle of discussing whether other bigadim made from not Tzemir Upishtim are Tameh. Rava, we have a braita of Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, who learns that just like by Negaim, it says Beged Tzemer, Beged Pishtim, and the Torah says that's Megaleh to us. That teaches us that only Beged Tzemer Pishtim is Tameh. So to every other place in the Torah, by Shratzim, by Tumat Met, by other places, wherever it says Beged, it means Tzemer Pishtim. That's Tana de Rabbi Ishmael. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar had said that by that Kol HaYotzeh Min HaEtz Enu Metameh, right? Enu Metameh En Bo Mishum Shalosh Al Shalosh, doesn't mekabel Tumah in the small size of Shalosh Etzbaot on Shalosh Etzbaot, which is Hazi for a patch. And Abaye had said that's because he holds like Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, and it's Lav Davka Shalosh Al Shalosh. It's also Shlosha Al Shlosha. It doesn't make a difference. Once you're learning Beged from the Gaim, where it's only Tzemir Pishtim, so all Begadim is always only Tzemir Pishtim. Nothing to talk about. Comes along Rava says no. Tana the Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar is not 100% like Tana de Rabbi Ishmael. Tana de Rabbi Ishmael holds nothing is Mekabel Tumah that it's not Tzemir Pishtim. Not by Negaim and not anywhere else. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says that by Sha'ar Tumot, and maybe even by Negaim, when it's Shalosh al Shalosh, when it's Shlosha al Shlosha, which is the biggest size, by Sha'ar Tumot it's Makabel Tumah. So the Gemara says, where does he learn it from? So the Gemara is on the back of Chavav Amud Bet. Ul Rava. All 4 lines from the bottom. Ul Rava Amar Shlosha al Shlosha. Bishar Bigadim Ike Benayu. According to Rava, that says that when it's 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim, and you're talking in other bigadim, not wool, to canvas and cotton, that according to Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Mekabel Tumah, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar idle, Letan de Berishmel letle, Shelosha b'shar bigadim minale. Where's he going to learn it from? Hare beged, we just redefined as meaning Tzemir Pishtim. So if it says beged, it's only Tzemir Pishtim. How are you going to include Sha'ar bigadim, other types of fabric? So we answer me'o beged. We have a pasuk by Shratzim that says o beged. The o is extra. Could say u beged. Why say o beged? Other types of begadim. The Tanya. Rashi doesn't like the Tanya. Tosu says it's okay. Beged and liela beged. I only know that a full beged is mekabel tumah. Shelosha. Or maybe over here it means beged, enli beged, that means by Tumah Negaim. Shelosha b'sh'ar begadim minayin. How do we know that Shlosha is Mekabel Tumah by other types of fabrics? Tamud Lomar, O beged. I learned it from O beged. So O beged is coming to teach me not only Tzemer Pishtim, even Kanvus, even Tzemer Geffen. Ve'abaye, hi O beged, my avidle. What are you going to do with O beged, Abaye? Isn't it coming to teach me other types of begadim? Because we learned originally like this. We know we know that a whole beged is mitameh, right? How do we know that even shlosha al shlosha is mitameh? So we said kal vachomer from sheti and erev, right? By negaim, sheti is threads is mitameh. Kol sheken shlosha al shlosha. Says the Gemara, why you only learn shlosha al shlosha tefachim from a kal vachomer? Learn shalosh al shalosh also. It's also bigger than a shti on the erev. Smaller. It's big, shalosh al shalosh, but it's bigger than threads.
Should the erev has a size?
No, well, maybe roch have a seat, maybe, I don't know, but it doesn't. It's a small amount. It's definitely less functional and less everything than shti and erev. He says no.
Length to make a 3x3.
No, it's not. It's not. So he says, why don't you learn it? It's still less practical. Right. So he says, the Gemara says no. Shti and erev is chazi ben la'anim ben la'ashirim. Shelosha is also chazi ben la'anim ashirim, because even ashirim they use thread to make garments. But a shalosh al shalosh is only used for a patch. Ashirim don't use patches. So I could learn the kal vachomer to shalosh al shalosh, to shlosha al shlosha. I can't learn it to shalosh al shalosh. So I needed a special pasuk by negaim to include shalosh al shalosh, right? So the Gemara says, now that's only by negaim. Maybe shratzim is not the same. Why? Because maybe by shratzim, since sheti and erev is not mitameh, other things are not mitameh. Maybe shalosh al shalosh won't be mitameh, right? So he say, mi ba'ile lerabot shalosh al shalosh betzemer upishtim de mitameh b'shratzim. V'rava gali rachmana gabe negaim. V'adin l'shratzim. Rava says, I don't need a separate pasuk by shratzim. Once you told me by negaim that a beged is even shalosh al shalosh, so too by shratzim. Ve'abaye, no, ikel mifrach. Ma negaim sheken shti va'erev mitameh bahem. How do you learn shratzim, which doesn't have, what's it called? It's not a mamatzinu. Shratzim is not as hamur as negaim. Ve'idach and Rava, isal kadayetach negaim hamiri. If you're going to think that negaim is hamur, and that ruins the limud, lichtov rachmana gabe shratzim. Let the Torah write it by shratzim, which is less hamur. Veleitu negaim minayim, we'll learn negaim from shratzim. Elama must be that sheti va'erev is not a pircha. Tosafot says, isal kadaitach negaim hamiri. Have adai de negaim hamiri. Of course negaim is muhamur. Ela mefaresh haram dahari kamar. Isal kadaitach kid ka'amart. If you thought the all begeds lebarot shalosh al shalosh betzemer pishtim, taha negaim hamiri. So why write it by negaim? Learn it from here. So it must be it's not what it's coming for. Says the Gemara v'idach, right? V'idach and Abaye. No, negaim ishratzim loati. Negaim is not coming from shratzim. The ikal the mifrach, there's a pircha the other way. Mal shratzim sheken metameh b'chadasha. The shiur of a sheretz, the minimum size is ka'adasha, the size of a lentil. The size of the minimum size for an ega is a keris, which is bigger than a lentil. A keris is like the size of a dime, we say. It's bigger than a lentil. If you have lentils the size of dimes, the mejedra is going to be fantastic, right? So, it depends. Some may kill, some mahmir, but it's still bigger than a lentil, right? So it's a bigger kula, so you can't eat one from the other. That's according to Abaye. Amar Abaye, now it's very interesting. Amar Abaye says, Hai Tana de Rabbi Yishmael, Mapik mi'idach Tana de Rabbi Yishmael. This Tana, there's another Tana de Rabbi Yishmael. We have another Braita that goes against the first one. So we have like a stira and Tana de Rabbi Yishmael. What's that? The Tani de Rabbi Yishmael, beged, enli ela beged semer upishtim. I only know if the beged is semer upishtim. Minayin lerabot semer gemalim, v'semer arnevim, notza shelizim, hashirayim, v'akalach, v'asrikin. Right? So most of these we already learned. Semer gemalim is camel hair. Semer arnevim is rabbit hair, right? Notza shelizim, goat's hair. Hashirayin ve'aklach. Klach we know is the raw silk. Shirayin might be regular silk. So, what do you have over there? Meshi. Right, because we said kalach is the fulial, is the raw silk. The hasrikin, I don't know what srikin is. Comb silk. Talmud lomar o beged. It's right up Rava's alley, right? O beged lerabot shar begadim. Tosafot claims that the braita that Rava quoted, Rashi says not braita. He says it's this braita. Rava he rephrased it. Shar begadim. It's really this. O beged. So Abaye says, right? Abaye says, yeah, you have one time that Rabbi Ishmael holds that all begadim besides for Timir Pishtim are not mikabel tuma anyway, and have another time that Rabbi Ishmael that says all begad lerabot shar begadim. Rashi, mapik meidach kilomar. Motzehu meidach misvarat idach tane de paligale. Tashkach, and we found the marbesh ar begadim letumat sheratzim. Rava amar ki letle lahach tane de berbi Ishmael b'shar begadim. When does this tane de berbi Ishmael not hold of shar begadim? Shalosh al shalosh, shelosha al shelosha itle. He says this Tana de Berbi Ishmael seems to be good, right? Offhand. This Tana de Berbi Ishmael is only marbe shelosha al shlosha. Ki let lelahach Tana de Berbi Ishmael b'shar begadim shalosh al shalosh. And that's what he learned from Beged. And from all Beged is being marbe shelosha al shlosha. So on the surface it sounds like Ravaz l'ta'ameh. The same way he explained by Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar.
What do you need to learn Shlosha for? Don't you have the Kavah from before?
I have that by. First of all, that Kavah Homer is by Negaim. I learn it from Sheti. Sheti is only Tzemiru Pishtim. I can't. So all Beged is coming to include Shlosha, which is a bigger Beged by Shar Begadim. If I have a pasuk, it's going for Shlosha first. Says the Gemara, no, this doesn't work. V'haravahu da'amar shlosha b'shar begadim l'Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar itle letana de Rabbi Ishmael letle. I mean, you can't tell me this. Rava said that whole thing that shlosha is from all beged according to Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. But he says Tana de Rabbi Ishmael holds that even shlosha b'shar begadim doesn't work. So you can't tell me that this Tana B'Ishmael, that Tana B'Ishmael hold the same thing. He says not like that. Clearly, even if you want to say that this Tana B'Ishmael is holding of Shlosha B'Shar Begadim is Tameh, it's still against the first Tana B'Ishmael that doesn't hold like that. Because you said that's the mahloka between him and Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. You with me? You gotta pick one of them. No, you told me he doesn't hold like that.
I can say it's like the second one. It's so different than the Ishmael.
So very good. So you're not answering. Abaye said, "Hi, Tan de Ishmael, mapik miidach Tan de Ishmael." He says they're arguing. Okay. Rava comes to say they're not arguing. That one's talking about shalosh al shalosh, and this one's talking about shlosh al shlosha. But you, Rava, said that this one is talking also shlosh al shlosha because you said he's arguing with Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar about that. You can't first tell me he's holding there and then tell me no, he doesn't argue. Doesn't go. Says the Gemara, Hadar be Rava me'ahi. No, Rava changed his mind. Everybody agrees. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar and Tana B'Ishmael A, Tana B'Ishmael B, they all hold. Shalosh al shalosh b'shar begadim is not mikabel tuma. Shalosh al shalosha b'shar begadim is mikabel tuma. He changed his mind. Rashi. Rava Amar Kilet Leletana Dereisha. When doesn't the first Tana hold Bishar Begadi Bishratzim? Gimel al Gimel. Dilamed Satu Mina Mefurash. That's by Shalosh al Shalosh. Aval Shalosha al Shlosha Bishratzim Itle. By Shratzim he holds of Sha'ar Begadim. The Itrabu Me Obeged. I added from Obeged. So we say Hadar ben Rabba Me'ai. Ve'amar, and he holds, the Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Amru davar echad. Almost like Abaye says, V'lav ke'Abaye. Abaye they say davar echad, and sha'ar bigadim atahor, all over. Rava is saying, no, they said the same thing. Shalosh al shalosh is tahor all over. Shalosha al shalosha is tameh by shratzim. He changed his mind.
Okay, change his mind if you know.
Ravav saw the two braitot. In the beginning, he thought they have a mahloket on what? On shlosha al shlosha. Then when he saw this braita, he says, no. Much better to say they don't argue, and this braita and that braita all the same. Ela letelvayu b'shar begadim tumat shalosh al shalosh leka shlosha al shlosha ika. That's the first answer of the Gemara. V'i ba'it ema. Ha Rav Papa amara. Maybe Rav Papa said this. Maybe the second answer is not Rava, it's Rav Papa. Because Rav Papa is Rava's student, right? And if Rav Papa said something, a lot of times people assume they heard it from Rava. It's like if Cham David Yosef says something. You figure he heard it from his father. Not always, but sometimes, most of the time. Right? Why? So Gemara says, De Amar Rav Papa, rather than Rashi learns. De Amar Rav Papa, because Rav Papa said, Av kol le'atu yeklayim. Oh, we lost it again. The Amar Rav Papa, Rav Papa said, Av kol, Rav Papa is gonna reanalyze that first braita. The first braita, go back and look on the page before, that where it says that Tana de Beishmael, Hoyil ve'enu begadim b'Torah stam, u'para lecha katuv be'achad mehem tzemer u'pishtim, ma le'alan tzemer u'pishtim, af kol tzemer u'pishtim, right? It says, you know what af kol is? Klayim. It's coming to teach you that shatnez is wool and linen. No, it's coming to teach you. No, af kol is not words. Meaning, what's Tana de Bishmael getting at? We thought Tana de Bishmael is getting at every beged that it says in the Torah, Semir Pishtim. Right? One or the other. No, af kol means shatnez only. It's not coming to talk about shratzim. Shratzim or beged. Learn shratzim from or beged. Af kol, another one. Which is the other one? Shatnez. That's the Gemara's next question. Hazal Baruch. Right? So the Gemara says, Af kol atu yeklayim. Klayim behedya ketiv be. Lo tilba shatnez. Slemer ufeshtim yachdav. You need to tell me it's klayim. I have a better pasuk than that. Now there's two pasukim by klayim. Right? We have another pasuk that says, we have one pasuk, Lo tilba shatnez. Semer ufeshtim yachdav. You have another pasuk that says, Ubeged kilayim sha'adnez lo ya'ale alecha. Over there it doesn't say semer ufeshtim. It says sha'adnez. By us, sha'adnez means semer ufeshtim. Right? I don't need Rashi or Tosfot for that. Sha'adnez. You know what sha'adnez is? But it doesn't say it openly in the second pasuk. So he says, it's the first pasuk should teach me the second. If you're going to learn from a pasuk, I'd rather learn it from shatnez to shatnez than from beged of negaim, right? Afkol. So he says, the Gemara says, Sal kadaita chamina. I might have thought, Hani mili derech levisha. When did the Torah only forbid tzemer upishtim? That's by levisha. But by ha'ala'ah, kol teremini asur, if you're not wearing it, if you're putting it on top of you, even wool and cotton will be asur. Whatever. Yeah. Says Gemara, v'lav kal v'chomer hu. That's like an ibcha mistah. The kal v'chomer goes the opposite. Uma levisha de kametani kule gufa miklayim. Levisha is worse. You're benefiting more. Amar tzemer upishtin in midi achrina lo ha'ala'a lo kol sheken. When you're not really putting it on, it's just like on top of you. You're getting a minimal benefit. Kol sheken, it should only be tzemer upishtin. Ela the Rav Papa bedutahi. Rav Papa's answer is a joke. We throw it out. Right? Scratch that answer. Let's go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Now there's a complicated Rashi. Let's see if we can get through it over here. Hachi garzinan. The Rav Papa amar af kol atu yeklaim. Meaning af kol the Tana dereisha. The Ka'amar af kol begadim stam semer upishtim lav lefrusha begadim stumim de tumah ka'ati. It's not coming to talk about tumah. The bishar tumah, other tumot where it doesn't say semer upishtim like negaim. V'aday metameu she'ar begadim the itrabu me'o beged ela lefrusha beged ha'amur beklaim. It's coming to explain when it says beged by klaim. Stam ubeged kilaim sha'nez lo ya'ale alecha. Hilkach Rav Papa or Rav Papa lo mapik haytana milte the haytana. One Tana is not excluding the other Tana. The first Tana is coming to teach me about Klaim. The second Tana is coming to teach me about Shiratzim. V'hach piruka de seifa iu amara. This second statement, he said it. V'lav itmar keda amart le aliba de Rava. It wasn't said like you said it according to Rava. Te maflig ben gimel al gimel l'shlosha al shlosha. Never said that. Elahachi itmar. Rav Papa amar lo mapik hay tana mi'idach tana. This Tana is not against that Tana. The Avkol la'atu yeklaim. Avkol is coming to exclude Klaim. The Chihava mukminan le kirava. If we would have said like Rava have tzarich lefluge, the kivan the Avkol the tumat shratzim. Since the Avkol is coming for tumat shratzim, nami ata al korchach Avkol lema'otinu mishalosh al shalosh. Kedin negaim. Ve'o beged lirbuye shelosha al shelosha. Ve'af agav delo metamu she'ar begadim ben gaim. Deha nitma'atu betre mi'ute etrabu b'shratzim. See, this line I have a hard time with. What does he mean? Kirava have tzarich lefluge. The kivan the av kol letumat shratzim nami ata. The kivan the av kol letumat shratzim nami ata. Says once Rava, if Rava is not going to be Hoser bo, you can't say that. So then Rava said over here, Avkol. He said that this Tana the better be Ishmael. It's talking about Begadim and Tumah. It's talking about Begadim and Tumah. Rav Papa doesn't stop. So you have to say that when when they said Rav Papa Amara, not according to Rava. Rav Papa said his own answer, not according to Rava. And people mistakenly assumed that Rava said it, but it had nothing to do with that.
This Rashi is trying to learn what the Avkol is talking about.
Huh?
This Rashi we just read. Let's recap it. He's trying to understand what Rava's...
The second answer that they said, V'ibait Eima. V'ibait Eima. Harav Papa Mara. Not that he said it the way Rava said it. Rav Papa said, La tu yeklayim. People thought that would mean, according to Rava, All beged is coming for shlosha, but it's not true. It can't work according to Rava. They thought it's going according to Rava, but it's not. It was a mistake to assume Rava ever said it. That's what Rashi says at the end. Ela hachi idmar. Papa amar. Velo itmar keda amart le'ali b'deravad. It was never said like Rav said, the maflig ben gimel al gimel shlosha shlosha. It's against the whole thing. Rav Papa said this answer. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak amar. The Gemara continues. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Af kol. It's another af kol try. Af kol, and we hold like this. Af kol. Le'atuye tzitzit. Av kol tzemer upishtim is coming to say that tzitzit is also, when it says beged al kanfei bigdechem, is only what type of beged? Tzemer upishtim. Right. Doraita. Right. Le'atuye tzitzit. Rashi. Le'atuye tzitzit lo mechayev b'tzitzit ela bigdei tzemer upishtim. What do you mean, tzitzit? I don't even need I don't need this for. No. Tzemer, pishtim, pishtim. Beged tzemer or bebeged pishtim. Tzitzit be'edya ketiv lo tilbash adnez tzemer pishtim uchtiv gedilim ta'asi lecha. So the smuchim goes for two things. A, it's coming to tell you that climb tzitzit is mutar. B, it's coming to tell you that the only type of beged that's chayav is tzemer pishtim. No. Sal kedaita chamina kedrava. From there I might have learned like Rava learned. The Rava Rami, Rava asked the question. Ketiv hakanaf min kanaf. Right? Rava feels that the hay of hakanaf is extra. Right? Al tzitzit hakanaf petil techelet. What do you need hakanaf for? So Rava understands hakanaf to mean min kanaf, that you have to make the tzitzit from the type of material that the kanaf is made from. What? No, any type of material. The corner. Hakanaf or the mean of the beged. Right? Right? Hakanaf min kanaf. Rashi. The high kanaf kraye terai. Da ketiv al kanfei v'gdehem. V'natenu al hatzitzit petil techelet. Right? So what does it say? Al hakanaf, al tzitzit hakanaf. Right? To teach me min kanaf. Min hatalit yasisit. Whatever type of min the talit is made of, the tzitzit should be made of. The hachi mashma tzitzit shel kanaf tehe. The tzitzit should be of the material of the kanaf. Ve'im shel meshihu tzitzit shel meshi poter ba. So if your talit is silk, like those old-fashioned ones that are polyester, so make it from polyester. That's the mashmaut. Uchtiv, and it says semer upishtim yachdav. Mashma that the talet and the tzitzit should be semer upishtim. Ha keitzad. So how am I miyashev these two contradictory mashmauyot? So we say semer upishtim potrim ben b'minam ben shelo b'minam. If you make tzitzit of tzemer, you could put them on any type of talet. Silk, linen, wool, canvas. Cotton doesn't make a difference. You put tzitzit of tzemer, you're okay. Ben b'minam, ben shelo b'minam. She'ar minim, you want to make cotton tzitzit, no problem. On a cotton string, on a cotton beged. You want to make canvas tzitzit, on a canvas beged. Put canvas tzitzit on a cotton beged, no good. Wool tzitzit, linen tzitzit, on anything.
Ours is cotton strings, right?
No, wool strings. All the strings are wool. Wool strings will be poter anything, and every item, its item.
What about cotton with wool-based cotton strings?
Is asur to wear, not poter.
You're wearing a bakan full without wearing tzitzit.
Right. It's like wearing a bakan full without tzitzit. So we say, sha'ar. Yeah. Sha'ar. It's here and a bunch of other places. Minahot and that. Sha'ar minin b'minam potrim, the poter in its mean, shelo b'minam en potrim. Sal kadaitach kidrava. I might say that we'll hold like Rava, then now. So from Hakanaf, I'm learning, if Hakanaf is a Derasha de Oraita, that means that Meshi is also Chayav de Oraita, not only Tzemir Pishtim. That Kamvus is Chayav de Oraita. That Tzemir Gefen is Chayav de Oraita. Salka, Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak is telling us, Tan de Brishman, Salka Daitach Kidrava, Kamash Malan, no. Kamash Malan, that only Beged Tzemir and Beged Pishtim is Chayav in Tzitzit. So what do you do with Hakanaf? Look in Rashi. Salka daita chamina kedrava de amar da kanaf ati lashminan de lo tidrosh smuchim lemiftar shar begadim tevadai mechayev miya betzitzit minam. They at least chayav to have tzitzit of their type. Kamash malan af kol de lo tidrosh hakanaf achi ela urcha dekrahu. It's the Torah speaks like that. Ulashmuinan demine mitzvah tzitzi b'shnei mine tzeva. There's two colors. Shnei chotim shel techele v'shnei chotim shel lavan. The hainu min kanaf. You know what the min kanaf is? White. Because mistama the beged is white, standard begadim are white. So kanaf min kanaf, white and techelet. The tzitzit kanaf is the same color as the beged, the white. V'tantenu. Al tzitzit hakanaf, on the tzitzit that's the same color as yetalet. Tibera katuv beove petil techelet, the blue string. 1, 2, whatever it is, but the blue string on top of the tzitzit hakanaf, on top of the white. So I need white and I need blue. Happens to be.
That's when that's the only time you need 4.
What do you mean?
If you wear blue tzitzit.
Blue, the beged is blue, then all the strings should be blue. Lechaura. The Maran holds, if your talet is black, the tzitzit should be black. The Ramah says, he says, I never saw that. But according to Maran, the stripes don't mean anything. That's up here, Kabbalah.
See different color, like black or different color white tzitzit.
That's because the guys that make that kind of crazy stuff are either Ashkenazim or nobody taught them. That's why the Bet Yosef says to make white talet so you avoid this problem. Someone says it.
Someone like black or blue
for tzitzit too.
same color.
Yeah, what?
What if
For Sfaradim, it's an issue.
the garment were black? Let's say if it were black, it would be the same color.
Like all different types.
It could be.
So what about tie-dye? There's a company called tie-dye tzitzit, right? Makes tie-dye tzitzit.
Right. He's going to have a real rough time making his strings. Okay. But the Ramah says only white, right? Okay. In the Rashi, it's a little mashman like that. Mistama, it's white. Let's see a little further. So the Gemara says, so according to that, Amar Rav Haber. Wait. What? To the Tum'ah? No, they say they're not talking about Tum'ah. Tum'ah or Beged is. Rav Papa we threw out. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak says Tana de Beri Bishmel is not talking about Tum'ah. Tana Bishmel is coming for Sisit. Tum'ah or Beged l'rabot she'ar begadim. Yeah.
So basically, this answer is dismissing a half a page of Gemara that was meaning.
No, it's just answering for Rava.
Rava back and forth.
Rava is still good according to the Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. Rava himself, the Gemara basics only answers Hada be Rava me'ai. Amar Rava Haber de Rava le Rav Ashi. Letan de Rabbi Ishmael. And it's talking about tzitzit. Ma'ishna le'inyan tum'ah demar bi she'ar begadim dechtiv o beged. Right? By other begadim, it comes out yimar be she'ar begadim because it says o beged. Hachanami neima lerabot she'ar begadim me'asher techase ba. It says gidilim ta'ase lecha al arba kamfot kesutecha asher techase ba. So kesutecha, that's the what do you think you do with the kesut? Asher techase ba. So asher techase ba zeribui. It's coming to teach me that anything she'ata techase ba, you cover yourself with cotton, you cover yourself with silk. Let's say asher techase ba is coming to include she'ar begadim and tzitzit. Laat laat. So he says, Amar lei. So he told him, Hahu.
See the middle uses to cover and say that you're on the outside.
No. Hahu. Maran says that. You don't need to see them. Hahu la'atu yeksu suma. Ashet chaseba is coming to include a blind man's clothes. Hu de'ata. The Tanya, like we learned, uritem oto prat leksut laila. And you should see it, right? Uritem oto, and you should see it prat leksut laila. Why? Because the stuff you wear at night, you can't see the sisi. Rashi says kesut laila, kesut hamiyuhad lelelot. V'lo nehayev, it's not hayav. Or eno ela prat leksut suma. I could also say uritem oto, and you should see it, and a guy that's blind doesn't see it, so he's patur. What does he have to put tzitzit? He can't see it. Right? Uritem oto. What's that? Instead of saying uritem oto prat leksut laila, let's say uritem oto, and you should see it prat leksut suma. Who doesn't see it? Right? Why not? Suma is patur from a lot of things. Right? Says the Gemara, Kishu omer ashet techaseba. When it says ashet techaseba, which is ribui, hare kesutzuma amur. I include kesutzuma from ashet techaseba, and then ma'et kesut laila from uritem oto. Says the Gemara, Hamani mekayem uritem oto prat leksut laila. Umara ita lerabot suma lootzi kesut laila. This is what does it say uritem oto says anything about laila? And Ashet Chazibah says Suma, I'll say the opposite. Uritem oto. The difference is, maybe pajamas are chayav in tzitzit and the Suma is patur. Well, that's exactly, the Gemara's question is, there's no, very good, so I have a ribuy in mi'ut. Arbitrarily, you say this one is Laila and this one is Suma. Would you roll the dice? How did you decide that Suma is in and Laila is out? Says the Gemara, no, there's a sevara. Marbe ani kesut suma sheyeshna b'riya etzel acherim. Other people see the kesut suma, so you could say there's somewhat of a kiyum of uritem oto. Kesut laila, nobody sees, especially if there's a blackout, right? What? Very good. Okay, Jack, I'm expecting you to see them outside today, right? Uritem oto acherim yeshna b'riya etzel acherim. It might see Tzira Jack. Right? Umotze ani kesu laila she'ena b'riya etzel achirim. Ve'ema lerabot she'ar begadim. Let's say that Ashet Chaseba, let's say kesut laila and kesut suma is all patur. And you know what Ashet Chaseba is coming to include? She'ar begadim. Says the Gemara, mistabra. Why? Kai betzemeru pishtim. I know, at least from the mi'ut already of either of Tanat ben Ishmael, or from the mi'ut of this muchim of lotel basha aneh semeru pishtim gidelim ta'aselecha, that we're definitely starting tzitzit at semeru pishtim. Right? So now I'm in semeru pishtim and havashet chaseba. Should I continue on semeru pishtim and include tzutzuma, or should I go off semeru pishtim and include sh'ar begadim? So mistabra kai betzemeru pishtim, marbe tzemeru pishtim. Kai betzemeru pishtim, marbe sh'ar begadim. That's the end of the sugya. So Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak says that Tana de Rabbi Ishmael is mema'et sh'ar begadim, and they have a whole pilpul in the Gemara on that. Bring a Shulchan Aruch or Mishnah Berurah Chelik Aleph. The Riv, the Rambam, they're posek like Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, because the Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak is a batra. The machlok comes out. It's machlok between Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, between Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak and Rava. If I'm posek like Rava, or begadim hayav. If I'm posek like Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, then only wool and linen. Where? Doesn't say it clearly. It's a smuchim. It's a smuchim. No, smuchim. Yeah. Maran says, "En hayavim betzitzit min haTorah, ela beged pishtim, or shel tzemer rechelim. Aval begdei she'ar minim, en hayavim betzitzit ela midrabanan." We happen to have had that braita right before, right? When we on the first page of Bamei Madlikin, you didn't appreciate it there. We had a braita over here. Meitivei hashirayim v'hakalach v'hasrikin hayavim betzitzit. Right? On Kaf Amud Bet. Those are all different things. So Rashi tells you, hayavim betzitzit, udulo keman de'amar kol bigdei tzemer upishtim davka hayavim betzitzit midoraita, inami midrabanan.
When you're wearing tzitzit, not pishtim, you're doing mitzvah only the rabbanan.
Aywa. Hagaha v'yesh omrim dekulu hayavim midoraita v'hachi hilchita. That's also very good. The fahot.
Me the fahot? Jack? I'm going to do better, Rabbi. You want the same thing?
No.
Is it the oraita?
Same. It's wool. Wool is wool. Okay. If you wear the wool, kol hakavod.
This is like t-shirt.
You get used to it. Okay. You get used to it. Maran says, "Sisit shel pishtim o shel tzemer rechelim potrim b'kol minei begadim." Yeah, the other ones are posek like Rava. Posek like Rava. It's always good to posek like Rava. Yesh omrim shetzarich la'asot etzitzit. Billy, you listening? Mitzeva hatalit. The same color as the talit. V'amedakdekim nohagim ken.
It's white. What do you mean?
Hagaha. The medakdekim anoheg, the tzitzit is the same color as the talit. Hagaha v'hashkenazim en nohagim la'asot etzitzit rak levanim. Af bebegadim tzevuim ve'en leshanot. Nachloket. Maran doesn't quote it. I don't know. Let's go. Billy's getting excited as we talk. Let's go. Amar Abaye, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar v'Sumchus, Amru davar echad. What? Amar Abaye, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar v'Sumchus Amru. You got that on tape, Jack. V'Sumchus Amru davar echad. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar had Amaran. Sumchus de Tanya, meaning because Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar said in that braita, right? Umisachechim bo. You can make a sukkah with anything that's yotzeh min ha'etz because it's not mekabel tumah, except for pishtan. Mashma that pishtan, you can't be even if it's what's a gold. That's up. Even if it's not a beged yet, right? It's mekabel tumah negaim. Rashi says, "Afilu unim shebo." So he says, "What's that?" Yeah, not unin. It's not even a beged yet. Let's see. Rabbi Hamara Sumchus Titania Sumchus Omer Sechecha betevi pesula mepene shemetamea benegaim. So tevi is like spun threads, right? Rashi, Amru davar echad, the davar metame benegaim. Once it's metame benegaim, em mesachechim. V'afagav de'enu metame betumat maga. You might say maybe it has to only have a tumah that's not negaim. No, even negaim is enough. Had amaran chutz mi pishtan. V'lo ka'amar chutz mi beged pishtan. Mash ma'afagav delav beged hu. Shelo netva. Kegon unin. or nitva velo ne'erag, or it was spun and it wasn't woven, em mesachechim, ho'il umetamu b'negaim, v'av agav delo metameh b'shnatzim. What's that? So I think unin shel pishtan is like the threads of the flax before they spun, but I'm not sure. Right? Sechecha betvi pisula mepnei shemetama'a b'negaim. Rashi betvi ho'il umetamu b'negaim dichtiv o b'shti o be'erev. Once you whiten them, they're already considered tevi. I don't know exactly how or why that works. To teach you that the spun fibers are metameh right away. Spinning it is finishing it. You don't have to take it out of the pot that you cook it in to make it white. Sumchus detanya sicha b'tev pisulam neshtum ato benagim keman ki haytana. The Tanan we learned shtiva erev, the sheti and the erev, the warp and the weft threads mitameh benagaim miyad is mitameh benagaim right away. What's miyad? I guess even before you pull it out. Divrei Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Hashti mishi yishle, when you pull it out of the fire. V'ha'erev miyad. V'ha'onim shel pishtan mishi yitlabnu. And the pishtan, as soon as it gets whitened in the pot, or batanur, whatever it is exactly. So he said that before, but over here mishi miyad mishi yitlabnu. Right? Tosafot makes a point that there's only a difference between shti and erev in wool, because by wool they turn one this way and one that way. He calls it one they turn like an S and one they turn like a Z. Mash'en kim b'shtan, you always turn it one way because it has a natural twist, and if you turn it the other way it comes apart. So the sheti and erev are the same by pishtan. That's why when it says by pishtan he doesn't differentiate. He just says unim shel pishtan. Everything that comes out of the tree, you can't light with it, only pishtan, like we said. Anything that comes out of a tree, it's not mekabel tuma as a tent. For example, if you have a tent mamash, and there's a mat in the tent, the only thing that the tent is mekabel tuma is pishtan. Rashi, you can't make a wick mikanvus, ubeged kanvus, umitzemer gefen. So that's a problem, because what are our wicks made of? Cotton, the best wicks. So Toso doesn't like. Pish bekonshus leel kegon bekanvus v'tzemer gefen. Ve'en the letter benutam. Dem ken ye'asu ladlik bo. ומעשים בכל יום שמדליקים בצמר גפן וגם טוב מאוד לפתילה. It works too. ואומרי דוודאי מותר להדליק בקנבוס וצמר גפן. דאינם יוצאים מן העץ אלא זרעו. It's like the fruit. כדאמרינם במנחות קנבוס ולוף אסתרא תורה שאר זרעים ופשטן נמי מן זרעו כמו קנבוס. Ela de'itzrich b'matnitin lemishle peshta mishum de'ikre etz, because it's called wood. Kedichtiv atetmenem b'peshte ha'etz, ukemo etz hada'at leman damar chita haita. What does it mean, leman damar chita? It's not that the chita is a tree, and you don't make borei pri ha'etz on wheat, but it has a wood-like quality, so it could be called etz. V'kari le'etz, v'af al pi she'en ha'etz. Ve'od de'amar b'keitzem nevarchim kol heichad de'ishakat le'pereh. Whenever you take the fruit, v'lo hadar, and it doesn't come back, v'lo hadari lanau mapik, and the fruit, the tree doesn't give another fruit, lo mevarchin ale borei pri ha'etz. Ubishtan, v'kanvus, v'tzemer gefen, all those three, ishakat lepira, when you pick it, hainu azera, lo hadari lanau mapik, it doesn't put out another one. Hilkach lav yotzim min ha'etz, you can't call them yotzim min ha'etz. So kol yotzim min ha'etz is real wood, real trees. Chutz min ha'pishtan, because it also, in one pasuk, it's called etz, like we'll see now. Minala and the pishtan ikre'etz. If it's really a tree, what do you have to tell me minala and the ikre'etz? Look outside, it's a tree. Right? Amar muzutra da amar kra. Vehi he'elatam hagaga. She, Rahav, took them up to the roof. Vatitmenim. And she buried them bepishte ha'etz. So you see the pishtan has a din of, has a called etz a little bit. Vayotze min ha'etz. We'll leave this for tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.